And we are back in the building, back with some more boxing. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and all that good stuff. Now, guys, we have a big shakeup at 154 pounds. We have Jermell Charlo, the undisputed champion, who's daring to be great. He's going up to 168 pounds to face Canelo Alvarez, the 168-pound undisputed champion. It will be undisputed versus undisputed. And that fight takes place September 30th in Las Vegas, Nevada at the T-Mobile Arena. Now, the big shakeup is that he's going to be stripped, Jermell Charlo that is, of the WBO title come that night. Tim Tszyu, who is the interim champion right now, will be elevated to the full-fledged champion. So they're going to let him and Canelo do their intros, and then after that, he will no longer be the undisputed champion. He'll only be a unified champion with the other 3 belts. Now, you guys had to know this was coming. Tim Tszyu's been waiting for his opportunity for a couple of years now. He was supposed to face off against Charlo, I think, this past January. I think Charlo broke his hand. And then this opportunity for Charlo fell in his lap with Canelo Alvarez. And of course, he was going to take that Canelo Alvarez opportunity. That's a big money fight, a cash cow fight. You guys know Canelo Alvarez brings a lot of dollars to the table. And you can't really blame him for taking that opportunity. Now, I did do a video on Charlo. I think he has a good chance of defeating Canelo Alvarez due to the skill set. But the one problem I think will be the power of Canelo Alvarez. You got Jermell Charlo jumping up 2 weight classes. He's never fought, at 160 or 168. We have Canelo Alvarez, who's fought as high as 175. So I'm sure the power will be different. I think you have Charlo with the skill set, of course. So I think that makes for an interesting fight. So we're going to see what happens come September 30th. Now, Terence Crawford. You guys know Terence Crawford is at 147 right now. He defeated Errol Spence Jr. this past Saturday in devastating fashion. It really shocked me. I did call for Terence Crawford. I did a prediction video. I said he would win by 10th round stoppage. He did it in 9. But even I didn't know that it was going to be such a dominant performance. He dominated Errol Spence Jr. in that fight, made him look average. And it was shocking to me, as a lot of people out there. And now, the savage, Terence Crawford, the fisherman, has a lot of options and a lot of other fighters breathing down his neck, of course. You have the IBF interim champion at 147 pounds. Jermell Charlo, who some would say he's the new boogeyman at welterweight, breathing down his neck, wanting an opportunity. I've even heard Keith Thurman call out Terence Crawford wanting a crack at those titles. And of course, you have the Errol Spence Jr. equation, the rematch at 154 pounds, which they're in talks, I think, to face off against each other probably this year, probably in December. Now, he was on Hot 97 show, Terence Crawford that is, and he said a fight with Jermell Charlo. He said that fight could happen, but he's looking for bigger and better things. And you guys know what he wants. He wants Jermell Charlo. He's been calling out Jermell Charlo for quite some time. He even did it in the ring when he was besting Errol Spence Jr. He kind of called Charlo out while Charlo was sitting there. And we've heard him say a lot in the past that he wanted Jermell Charlo next after Errol. I remember him saying something to the liking of, after I defeat Errol, then I'm going to go after his cheerleader next. It was something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but he has a disdain for Jermell Charlo. I think he wanted to fight Jermell Charlo more than he wanted to fight Errol. I just think it's something about Charlo that gets up under his skin. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, I would watch another fight with him and Errol, but to be honest with you guys, I would rather see him face off against Jermell Charlo first. before Errol Spence Jr. I would rather see that fight, to be honest with you guys, because I'm really interested and I'm really curious about how that fight would play out. And honestly, I think the fight with Jermell will be a lot more competitive than with Errol. And I say that for a reason. I think Jermell is a lot more athletic than Errol. I think he's a lot more explosive. And of course, you know, he's been fighting at 154, where Terence Crawford hasn't fought in that weight division. So I think it would be a very, very entertaining fight. I think, it, like I said, I think it'd be very, very competitive. I just don't see Errol and Crawford. I don't think it'll be any difference in the fight. I think it'll be a little bit more competitive because Errol's moving up in weight and he'll be a lot stronger. But I think his skill set would just be too much for Errol. I think the skill set's just too much. He's on a different level than Errol Spence Jr. And I just think Jermell is a better fighter than Errol Spence Jr. And I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, that sounds crazy, but I absolutely believe that. And even if he does, let's just say he doesn't fight Jermell Charlo at 154. Now that Tim Tszyu is going to be the WBO champion, I think I would rather see that fight before the Errol fight, him fight Errol again. And the reason I would like to see that fight is because I want to see Terence Crawford go for undisputed in a third weight class. I'm very, very interested in seeing this play out. I just want to see him win. He's gotten this far. He's become undisputed in back-to-back weight classes. Could you guys imagine if he did that in a third weight class? How legendary that is. So I would watch the fight with him and Errol again, but I don't need to see it. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I don't need to see that fight. I need to see him fight Jermell Charlo. I need to see him fight Tim Tszyu now that Tim Tszyu is going to have a belt. And Tim Tszyu, he's no slouch. You guys seen what he did in his last two fights. We kind of underestimated him, but now you can't. Just because he's from Australia, I know. I even did it myself. With his last performance, I think it was it Ocampo that he bested? I can't remember if it was Ocampo, but we saw what he did to Tony Harrison as well. The guy's for real. What's his MFN name? What's his MFN name? So I think that would be a very, very competitive fight as well. The guy has a lot of power. But Terence Crawford, you guys know he has power, and he has a superior skill set to match that power. So he has more tools in the arsenal. I think he would come out on top. But those are interesting fights. And I just rather see that. I think, you know, those two fights I'm more interested in seeing than him face Errol again. If it was more competitive, if him and Errol was more competitive, I think, you know, I would be clamoring for that fight. So I don't know. But that's how I feel, guys. You guys tell me what you think. Jermell Charlo being stripped of the WBO title. Would you rather see him dance with Terence Crawford? Or would you rather see Terence Crawford dance with Errol Spence Jr. once again? What do you think about the Tim Tszyu equation? Should he face Tim Tszyu next? You guys let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.